I will stretch out my hand and smite the Egyptians with all my wonders, which I will do in the midst thereof. And after that, he will let you go. And I will give this people favor in the sight of the Egyptians. And it shall come to pass that when ye go, ye shall not go empty.
The other hand that we don't see. I want to talk about the other hand that we see. We all go by our strength. In this passage of scripture, God was telling Moses, he ain't gonna let you go. He kept going to Pharaoh, let my people go. He said, oh, don't worry about it. He said, now I'm gonna step in and stretch out my hand. And I'm gonna do some wonders amongst the Egyptians that they ain't never seen before. And when I'm finished, he gonna let you go. Sometimes we gotta talk about the other hand that other folk don't see. Sometimes we gotta realize that God gives us help. Our help comes from the Lord, not from ourselves. Two things, when God stretch out his hand, he gonna do two things. He gonna fight or he gonna give favor. He gonna bless you. That's the two things. When God starts stretching out his hands on your behalf, he will fight for you. Then he'll give you favor for everything you do. And God will help you when you don't think you got no help. That's why I don't pay no attention to folk. I don't pay no attention to myself. When I see my money funny, I say, you know what? In my hand, I ain't got too much money. But on the other hand, I got favor. Yes. Oh, I'm by myself now, Lord. I ain't buying a cat. I ain't buying no dog to keep me company. I got favor. But on the other hand, I trust in God. I trust in God for my money. See, that's the other hand that folk don't see. When you ain't got, God got, because your wealth is in the kingdom. You ain't got to wait for nobody to do nothing for you if you got God with you. And he will fight for you if people don't see the other hand you have. Yeah, God only built us with two hands, but we got a third hand. We got another hand, y'all. We ain't got to always deal with the dealer, the hand that he dealt out to us. That's why I tell folks, it don't matter what neighborhood I came out of. On the other hand, God got a plan for my life. Yeah, I came from the hood. We came from Deacon John OK Corral when we got shot at. We came from where drug-infested neighborhood. But that don't mean that define who I was. Because I didn't like it don't matter where you're born at, it's where you end up at. And how you start is how you finish that counts. And you got another hand. You ain't got to deal with folk. That's why I don't deal with everybody. Folk come to you. Some people more will hang on to folk that do them wrong. I found out people love folk that do less for them, don't give them nothing, don't treat them right. They clean to them, but people that support them, help them, they walk away from them. And most people love something that they can't have. Just tell them they can't have it, then they want it. You never want it until I tell you you couldn't have it. I learned to change my wants. I did. I learned how to change my wants. You know how I learned to change my wants? Because certain things I know is not good for me, but on the other hand, I might want it, but it's not good. So you got to always look at the other hand of where you're dealing with. Some things you might like. Now, some things, people always think, that's sinful. Everything ain't sinful. It's just not good for you. Some people can do stuff. Some people can go someplace. Some people can hang around certain people, and it's okay for them. But you can't do that. It's good for them, but on the other hand, that ain't good for you. Some people don't need positions. Some people can't handle power. You give them promotion, they act like a fool. Make them assistant manager. You see Hitler and Mussolini come out of them. Because they can't handle influence. On the other hand, you can't handle it. But then there's somebody who's sitting in the corner, nice personality, nice disposition, they need the position, they can handle it. But on the other hand, this person be good for the managerial position. But see, it depends on what hand God gives you. God will help you when you want something, but we got to put God in it. If you want something to work, sprinkle a little Jesus on it. Pray over it. It will always turn out good when you, Bible saying, all your ways acknowledge him and he will direct your path. If you acknowledge, what do you mean acknowledge? Mean ask him first before you do anything. I ask God about everything now. Because every time I deal, especially if I'm going to buy something, Lord, do you want me to have this? This is good. Oh God, this, buy this, do that. And especially if I meet anybody, especially if you think about dating somebody, you better pray. Fast. That come by fasting and prayer. Because Jesus said certain things only come by fasting and praying. If you're going to do anything major in your life, fast and pray. Because you're making major decisions. You're going to hook up. You're going to get married. You're going to go to a new job, start a new career, have in tune, all that. That is a major decision you will have to make. It's major. So you got to always remember to focus on what God called you to do and pray about everything that's major you're doing in your life. Don't ever leave God out. Ask God about it. And please, y'all, we in church, we don't like when God say no. We always talk about God gonna give it to you. God gonna bless you. God got favor on you. But what you do when God tell you no? We don't want to hear that. I'd rather get a good no than a good maybe and don't know what's going on in my life. Because no means God protect me for something crazy. I'm glad when folk, and sometimes God don't tell you no, God will allow you to be rejected to help you out. Don't you know I'm glad some folk that turn me down? You know some of the people, when I was young and I would tell the deacon, this girl I was chasing after, man, I was in love with this chick. He'll tell you, I've been chasing this girl down for years. And when I found out the raggedy dude she hooked up with, I was indignant. I got so mad. I said, why would you hook up with, and I said, I was going to do this for you. I was going to do that for you. I was going to go to the moon and dig up some rocks and give you, that's how far. And people say, there's always somebody you had in your life that got underneath your skin that you wanted. But I thank God for the rejection. Because if I lived hooked up with them, I would be no good for God. And that's somebody you really wanted. And when I found out and came and got older, and I don't think Deacon was with me, we were going somewhere and we seen it, and that I thought it was, they were part of the cast of The Walking Dead. I said, oh my Lord, what happened to you? And then she goes, hi, Terry. I'm like, no, not like this. But on the other hand, years ago I wanted, but not like this. And I looked at her like, what? And you try to be nice, and I was tactful. But in my heart, I'm like, what happened to you? Yeah, I remember you used to like me. Used to. And my eyes were like, and I thought I saw, what happened? And then when I found out who she was with, she got a baby by him. He raggedy. He looked tore up. I'm looking at him like, and then but you got to thank God Because God helped you on that other hand. Because your hands wasn't thinking. Your mind wasn't thinking. And God sometimes got to step in and be another hand for you to get rid of, to fight for you when you can't know. See, God fought for Israel when they couldn't fight for themselves. Sometimes God got to fight for you when you don't know when to fight. Some things you think you're going to folk on, you're going to brace folk, you got to fight. And you're going to love you hugging up on your enemy who's trying to stab you. Because you don't know they are enemies to you. Because you don't know the other hand of that person. Everybody, don't look at what's in your hand. You better look at what's in God's hand. Because God got a lot more of what he has in his hand. Because he said, my hand is infinite. Your hand, you have a limit on your hand. There's no, I ain't here because I'm rich. I'm here because I use God's hand. You ain't got enough money to be in here. But on the other hand, God do. Oh, you don't know nobody to do that. On the other hand, God knows. And see, the problem we get, we mess up when we just use our hand and not God's hand. People don't know. Well, Bible teaches. Look at the Bible. So many stories where man mess up. If you go to Genesis, the 16th chapter, you want to talk about Abraham. You know, Sarah, his wife, told Abraham to go to my handmaid and make babies. Go ahead, you can sleep with her. I thought that was the most craziest thing in the world. And Abraham did do it. People said, well, why Abraham would do that? You don't offer a man that. That my wife is okay for me to sleep with another woman? And when she said that, he probably said, first he thought she was crazy. Go to my handmaid because I can't have no babies. So won't you go to Hagar? And Hagar, really? Hagar? Yo, it's okay. Are you crazy, woman? No, go ahead. He probably said no twice, and it was over with. And then Hagar kept on having babies, and she wasn't. Now, what woman would do that because she didn't believe God on his hand because she's saying, I'm getting too old. Hagar was younger. Abraham was up there too. But she believed God couldn't do what he said. And she looked at her own hands. She looked at her own womb and said, it ain't going to happen. But on the other hand, God blessed you, said, I will give you, promised Abraham a child by his wife, not by no surrogate. And when we step in, and you know what the problem is? God take too long, we step in. Oh, Pastor, don't believe. I did it. God was taking too long, and I went and got Hagar. And it all went wrong because I put my hands and not look at God's hands. Now, even though things you might get a little frustrated, but in Bible say, though the blessed tarry, wait for it. Tarry means it's taking a little time and not my time. Because sometimes we think we're getting too old, we ain't gonna never happen for us, blah, 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 blah. I learned to God, I'm ready to wait. And let God deal with any barrenness in my life. If my money funny, God will make the bank account come. God want to give me somebody, I'll wait till I trip over that thing. And let God do it. I ain't going to put my hand to nothing no more unless it's God's hand. Because I'm getting too old to mess up again. I'm getting too old to blow my money. I'm getting too old to try to start all over. The older I get, the more we try to hide. We getting old, we dying ahead, and doing this, and we doing all that. So, cause nobody wants to get older. I don't care what nobody say. You like getting old? Who like getting old? You'll hate it later. Things don't work like they used to. I learned I can't eat what I used to eat. And I got bubble guts and I love coffee. I had to cut coffee. I love coffee because I like milk. I like the hazelnut. But the hazelnut make me hazy. I'm belching and God had to tell me, the doctor told you you're lactose, give it up. So I try to go to 2% and try another brand. But on the other hand, I know I couldn't drink it. Now, I just had to give it up because I wanted to feel good. I didn't want to be blowing bubbles all day and feel like I'm having a heart attack and my pressure on my chest because I can't drink milk. Cut out, and I like peanuts, but my teeth falling out, I can't chomp them no more. You're getting older. You're ragging out. Doctor told me when I went to the dentist, he said, well, you know, we can do this and do that. He said, well, they bunching up together, and we gotta, how much to get some dental work? Well, that's $4,000 or $5,000. What? I told the doc, well, I'm on camera, as long as you keep the front. I ain't worried about you can't see what's in the back. Just give me one, just give me 2 or 3 or peg that I can chomp with. But life will change on you. But on the other hand, you gotta survive. This is reality. And this is the reality that folks don't know we get a certain age, expect it. I tell folks, you can bounce back when you're young. Mentally, physically, I can't do no more. I was talking to somebody, they were cute, they were young, and they start talking.